Hello, I'm Keith Goddard, Communications and Public Relations Specialist with CDEMA. And this year we're excited about our annual conference on comprehensive disaster management in the Caribbean. We have as our theme, advancing a risk-based multi-hazard approach during COVID-19 and beyond. Join us to learn more. After a 3-year break, CDEMA's premier event in the Caribbean, the Caribbean Conference on Comprehensive Disaster Management, is back on the calendar. It's scheduled to take place between December 7th and 9th this year. And joining us to tell us a little more about the conference is the Executive Director, Elizabeth Riley. Hello, Liz.
Hi, Keith.
So tell us a little bit more about what's expected this year for CDM 12.
Well, Keith, the conference this year is offering a very exciting lineup. We have on the first day the opportunity to showcase the new strategic plan for the agency for 2022 to 2027. And it's an exciting transformational agenda that the agency has put forward, and we were happy to share that with our partners. We also have a very special keynote address on the opening day. The Honorable Mia Amor-Motley, Prime Minister of Barbados, will be joining us. And I think coming off of the recent COP27 of the UN Framework Conference on Climate Change, it will be very exciting to hear the developments there and the implications for the region.
What are some of the key areas that you hope to address over the 3 days?
Well, we are covering a range of hazards. As you know, we have been seeing in the region increasing complexity with the hazards affecting our states. So we have a segment looking specifically at seismic hazards and what has changed, the developments and what we need to do differently on day one. On the second day, we have an opportunity to review our regional comprehensive disaster management strategy. We have an ongoing midterm review of that strategy, and this will be presented. We also have a space to discuss some of the sectoral level developments with respect to resilience building. And on day 3, we have our high level segment where we will be looking at some of the critical policy related issues in a multi-hazard environment. We will have our CDEMA chairperson, the Honorable Sean Edward from St. Lucia, joining us for the high level segment. And in addition, in the afternoon, we will close with an exciting youth session, which allows the youth an opportunity to talk a little bit about what has been happening in the education sector as a result of COVID-19 and some of the other hazards affecting the region.
Oh, this conference is going to be different though, because it's not just face-to-face.
That's absolutely correct. This year, we are having for the first time a hybrid conference. So at our conference venue, the Savannah, we will have invited guests joining us face-to-face for the meeting, and other parties are invited to join us online for the remote delivery of the conference.
Why should people register though? What's the significance of disaster management to the Caribbean?
Well, Keith, the work that we do is really about people. It's about keeping people safe and making sure that the actions that we take are putting them in the best position to be able to resist and to be resilient to the diverse hazards that we face. So as we have the conversations, yes, we will talk at a technical level, but we also come to the level of practical applications for persons who live within the 19 participating states of CDEMA.
For some people, they may say, I'm not technical, this is not important to me. Who are some of the people that you would want to see registering for the conference though?
Well, we believe the conference is of interest not just to disaster management practitioners, but also business persons. We have a lot of engagements with the private sector. We also encourage practitioners from different sectors. We'll have a segment on education as we discuss. We talk about the issues of seismic risks, and seismic risk affects us all. So sectoral partners are welcome to join the session, development partners, and also general public would find this of interest.
What do you expect to be the outcomes or some of the outcomes of this conference?
Well, we anticipate having recommendations made on how we strengthen the approach for seismic hazards in the region. We're also, as I mentioned, going to look at the midterm review of the CDM conference, so of the CDM strategy. So this means that we will have recommendations on how we improve that strategy going forward for the remainder of the period. And certainly for the youth session, this will be charting a course for how youth can better engage in the implementation of the strategy, but also recommendations that they will make on how the education sector can function better in the context of the hazards that we face.
Are we seeing more young people taking an interest in Caribbean disaster management?
Oh, absolutely. And I think a lot of regional organizations that work with the youth, for example, the Rotary, Duke of Edinburgh Award Scheme, the cadets, they're all very much engaged across our 19 participating states. A number of our countries have launched youth in comprehensive disaster management programs as well.
It would be remiss of me if having you on the program and I didn't ask you, how would you describe, and we're coming on to the end of the hurricane season in the Caribbean, how would you describe or would you sum up how it has gone for you this year?
Yes, well, it's been an interesting hurricane season this year. We have had some direct impacts, principally at the level of Category 1 hurricanes. But I also feel that what has been instructive have been the severe weather events that have impacted us. Most recently, on November the 6th, we had a trough event which significantly impacted Dominica and St. Lucia as well. And I think the lesson emerging there is really the importance of paying attention to all hazards and the fact that even smaller events can cause significant impacts for our states.
You know, it's funny that you say that because I think I want to get a general sense of what are the lessons to be learned from this year's season. What can the average homeowner learn from this year's season?
I think it's really about preparedness and the importance of always being ready, recognizing that even during hurricane season, we can be impacted by other types of hazards as well. There's the importance of building and building safely. We saw significant housing damage and displacement, for example, in Belize as a result of the impact of Hurricane Lisa. And it really sends home the message that as we develop, as we undertake construction, it is really important to adhere to building standards and to recognize that adherence to building standards does not necessarily translate into a significantly increased cost for that building. But certainly the investment in those mitigation measures saves you a lot more in the future if you are impacted.
And a lot of this you'll hear at the conference if you register.
Absolutely.
I think it's important to tell all the listeners and viewers that it's also free. There's no cost.
That is absolutely correct. This year, we have taken a decision that participation in the conference will be free of cost. And so we invite participants from across the region, register for the conference. You can review the agenda for the conference at our website, www.cdema.org. Just click on the website. You will have the link for registration there as well. And we look forward to having you join us.
Well, thank you so much, Liz. We look forward to a wonderful and exciting conference.
Thank you, Keith.
Okay. Well, we do look forward to our viewers from across the region registering for CDM 12. It's free, and for more information or to register, go to our website, cdema.org. It's where you can find more information.